Oh, forgot to hit the button. Been doing this for 3 years. Ugh. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Fatman Live for 2025. So I appreciate you guys coming out. We got a gecko girl on tonight. Once again, hot gecko girl. That's what we do here. You guys know that. But got a lot of shit going on today. Okay. First of all, I know I've complained about this like probably on 10 other shows before. But why in the fuck does Uber Eats allow people to deliver shit on bicycles in 4-degree weather? Okay. That really fucking aggravated the shit out of me today. I'm paying $40 for 2 slices of pizza, and I would like it to get here warm at least. Okay. And yeah, been a shit day. It's been a shit day. My fucking air fryer broke, which is the only way I know how to fucking cook food. Okay. So the air fryer broke, found out that my license is expired, found out that my passport is expired, and basically this week I'm spending $400 fucking dollars on getting my ID back in check. Okay. Fucking A. Like a goddamn fucking white trash dickhead. And I'm normally not this white trash that I would let my fucking license expire or my passport expire. And yeah, it's just fucked up. Thing is that I'm going to Bob's show next month, so I need a valid license just to get on the fucking plane. So gonna be interesting. Okay. First of all, let's just knock out the sponsors really quick. Look, if you're around Las Vegas, Brian Bodie is the guy that you want to get a quality ball python from. Brian Bodie Reptiles on Instagram. Brian Bodie actually has a job where he goes all over the fucking world, like repairing some specialized piece of machinery. And he's the perfect guy to raise fucking ball pythons because he's just single dude, fucking hot dude for all you Las Vegas chicks. He makes a lot of money. There's the guy that you want to hook up with. Okay. So if you want a quality ball python, he's working in every project available to fucking man. And you're in Las Vegas or the surrounding states, go to Brian Bodie. Follow him at Brian Bodie Reptiles on Instagram. Also, who's next? Conduit Constrictors, another mega successful guy. Okay. He's really just putting out the shit. He went the Miguel route. He put $1 million into this ball python thing, and he's crushing it now. He's crushing it with like every type of high-end morph that you could imagine. So he's right down, I believe he's in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Either way, I saw him last at Gettysburg. And just a cool dude, man. Cool dude. Conduit Constrictors. Steve Conduit is also his son, Steve. I believe his other son, his name, Jason or Jesse. I don't remember. But anyway, met him too at the Gettysburg Reptile Expo. I definitely am a big fan of Steve Conduit. If you need a quality ball python, head on over to Conduit Constrictors on the old Instagram. Okay. Let's see. Great family snakes. All right. There's like the best looking couple like in the world. All right. Lori is stupid hot. Roger is, listen, I'm straight as an arrow, but if I was a little bit crooked, Roger would be the guy I would go after. Good looking guy, man. Plus, they have these great looking snakes. They do a lot in the Axanthic Pied and Desert Ghost projects. Definitely check them out. They're gonna make an appearance at Bob's show. I don't think they're vending next month, and I hope to see them. But go follow them. Gray Family Snakes. Excuse me. Gray_family_snakes on Instagram. That's the dumbest thing I ever fucking seen. Listen, my boy Shane Kelly at Small Town Exotics. We're gonna be there with him at Bob's show next month, and he is vending. So can't wait to see Shane. If you want a quality ball python, leopard gecko, what else does he do? Hog noses. This guy's a fucking maniac. Okay, and you will never be disappointed if you buy from Shane Kelly over at Small Town Exotics. Go follow him on Instagram, Small Town Exotics. No E, it's just X, baby. Okay. All right, who's next? Fucking Visionary. My boy Will is crushing it. He fucking crushed it in the contest this year, and he's still just about the nicest damn guy in the hobby. If you're out in Texas, you want to get into the puzzle, the paint, the fucking red stripe projects, all with a bunch of recessors involved. Will is the guy to go to. Okay, so go check out Will Sanford at Visionary Exotics at Visionary_exotics. Jesus Christ, I got to talk to these fucking people about this dumb underscore. Let's see. Anybody else? Yes, this space is for rent. If you want to advertise with the Fat Man Nation, drop me a DM on Instagram at the Fat Man Nation, and your big giant logo could be here too. So, listen, it's worth it. We don't charge a lot at all, and it is definitely worth your money. Okay, so that's really it. So, as I mentioned, we are going to the Southeast Reptile Expo next month. Myself, Shauna, Kevin from Sugar Skull, Charlie from Reagan Renee, Shane, Antoine's going to be there. Leviathan's going to be there. Herb and Harbin's are going to be there. It's going to be a good time, man. So definitely, if you're in the surrounding area of Georgia, Atlanta, definitely stop by and say hello to the Fat Man Nation. We're going to have our own little section full of 15 minutes of lame winners and 15 minutes of lame contestants. We're going to be at the Herb and Harbin's tables most of the day, and we're all going to be hanging out there. So come hang out, take a picture. Definitely, don't be one of those people that don't want to come up to us, okay? Because you're embarrassed to come up to us. Come up to us, man. Take a fucking picture. I'm a lonely dude in a fucking wheelchair, man. Okay? Fucking, I enjoy when people want to be happy with me and smile and take pictures with me. So definitely do that. Any super chats that we make of this episode and the next couple of episodes that we do will all be going to fund the Atlanta trip. Because as I was just explaining to our guest, we're not really selling anything. So, it's just like a total loss. It's a $2,500 loss for 3 days of a tiny little vacation. But get to hang out with a bunch of cool people. So we're pretty happy. Again, me, Shauna, and Kevin are heading out together. Shauna's going to fly in from Florida. Me and Kevin are coming in from New York. And thank God, because it's going to be my first excursion on a plane in a wheelchair, and a little bit worried about that. I don't really know. Realistically, I should talk to Sean Bradley about this because he's done it a lot, but fuck him, right? So, all right, let's see who's in the room. By the way, if you want to see some cool behind the scenes stuff, join the Fat Man Nation Patreon at patreon.com/the Fat Man Nation. We're currently recording a new season of Storytellers right now, and we're having a blast with that. So definitely hop on the Patreon. Let us know. You have access to the Discord calls, the open Zoom call for Reptile Keepers, and the celebrity open Zoom call for Reptile Keepers if you join on a paid tier. So either way, all the money from that stuff goes right back into the show, and hopefully we'll be producing better quality and better content in the coming year to help make you laugh. All right, who do we got in the room? Brian Bodie. Yes, come fly out. Bring me food, brother. Fucking, I need it. What's up, Mike Duval? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Mike's been a big fan lately. Aaron Klein, future 15 minutes of lane contestant. Sugar Skull Serpents. Kevin, thank you. We'll be heading out next month, and I'm pretty excited about that. Sammy, I'm pretty sure Sammy's going to be at the Georgia show too. Can't wait to see Sammy again. Fucking Python Prince. All right, this is my boy Blake. Hopefully he'll be there. Last time he went, his car got broken into. So, we're going to hope that doesn't happen again. HJS Serpents, also 15 Minutes of Lame contestants this year, and they're going to be, odds are they're going to be coming up to Canada with us. So I'm excited to, Rich and Sarah, to hang out with you guys in another country, okay? Fucking Brian from Sky High, you're killing it, brother. I'm going to be on Sky High's podcast in, I don't know, fucking October or something, whenever the fuck you booked me. Me and Paul are going on together. Misfit Gecko Army, yeah, what's up, man? Thank you for coming. RNA Ball Pythons, thank you for stopping by the live show. Morforge, Jamie, my girl, thank you for coming by. We appreciate you. Let's see, jaw dropping Morse. Fucking Jared is in the house. Don't forget to watch them on the Lame Ones. I think that was actually tonight. Shit, sorry, I'll be part of the replay crew. Morforge, that's probably John. So thank you, John, for popping by. $20 from Morforge, Atlanta Bound B Squad. Yes. By the way, we're doing a big B Squad thing up in Canada in September. So we're going to start advertising that around July. It's going to be a B Squad thing where everybody gets to join the B Squad for the Canada trip. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, is that all we got? So okay, I'm good with that. Fucking Brian Bodie. Yeah, fucking I should have hit up Brian Bodie for plane tickets. Fuck. Well, we'll do that for Tinley, okay? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I have somebody on where we're going to talk about crested geckos tonight, which is weird because I don't even really consider them like a real reptile, right? Like they're not even like a real reptile. I mean, they're just these cute little gay things. But apparently everybody's making a ton of money with them. Okay. So once again, missed the boat. But anyway, she collects and breeds crested geckos. Don't hold that against her. She's fucking hot as fuck. Fucking, and you guys know that that's all that matters here. Kristen Haley, what's up, Kristen?
What's up?
How you doing out there?
Good.
I just realized tonight that you were in Texas, and I thought you were in Canada. And yeah, I was telling you before the show that she immediately cut me off at the knees because I had like 5 Canadian jokes that I wanted to make, but I might be able to apply them to Texas people too. So listen, give me an elevator pitch about you.
Oh God. I don't know. I just want to make cool stuff and get along with everybody and make some money along the way.
Yeah, no, I guess that's cute that you want to get along with everybody because we all know that doesn't, that doesn't happen.
It doesn't.
How long have you been doing this?
Probably about 16 years, but full on really since 2017.
Okay, so pre-COVID.
Yeah.
You weren't a COVID girl, right?
No.
Okay. Why crested geckos? Because just recently they really made the jump to like high dollar animals, right? I would imagine in 2017 they weren't nowhere near what they are today.
No, there was still some like higher price stuff, but really the lily whites were the big thing that had just come out then, which were pricey back then. I don't know. I just felt I've always had reptiles. I've had different things. I've never really bred anything. Like I'm 42. When I was 15, me and my dad were breeding bearded dragons together.
Right.
But I don't know. They were just derpy. I kind of like that about them. And so that's kind of what I was like, I want to breed them. I want to make cool. They were newer and I felt like maybe I could come up with some cool stuff.
And were you always just them, or was it like different types of geckos, ball pythons, rat snakes? Was it ever all of that too?
We have everything.
Yeah, I would imagine you're in Texas, right? Yeah. So what are some of the other things you started off with?
We have retics, we have venomous, we have garters, we have corns, we have kings, we have milk snakes, we have tegus, pectinata. I have other new cow species. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. Vietnamese, blue beauties. We have the indigo.
And you're not selling any of these now?
No, I just acquired a shingleback too, a shingleback skink.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Um, but no, some of the stuff I plan on breeding, but I just haven't got there yet. A lot
Right.
of stuff I invested in when they were smaller, so it's just a matter of growing them up, and then life happens, and some things are just kind of put on hold right now.
Well, that's what I laugh about, especially with the ball python people. Like, even though they claim to like ball pythons is a way of life and all this other shit, that you just look at and you just laugh at, right? Like most of them are really like one family problem away from getting rid of the whole collection, right? And you see that every year. Is it like that with the crested geckos?
No, there's been some rough times over the years that like some of my friends were like, "Why aren't you selling off everything?" And I would be lost without all that stuff.
Mm. Well, and you do this full time, right?
I do.
So you'd have nothing to do. You'd have to get a real job again, right?
I wouldn't know how to do that. I don't know how to work for somebody else.
Well, what did you do prior to this?
I was in corrections.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a pretty tough gig. Okay.
Yeah.
Women's prison or guys' prison?
Men's prison.
Men's prison. And what did you do?
I was a correctional officer there. I worked maximum security. I did that for almost 13 years.
You ever beat the shit out of a Mexican or something down there?
I mean, things might have went down. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's all you corrections officers do say, because I asked Paul from Large Morphs, what actually goes down at his job, and he won't tell me either. So, and just before everybody starts calling me a racist with the Mexican thing, I just put two and two together. I figured Texas probably got a lot of Mexicans, right? If I was talking to Paul about it would probably be a black guy, right? Or some Aryan fucking bald guy, right? So, and how long ago was that?
I actually quit right when COVID started happening.
Okay. And did you quit with the intention to do geckos full time?
Yes and no. It was, I didn't really know what I was going to do. I know that I was pushing more for the gecko, but I didn't ever think that it would be a full-time thing for me.
Well, I could imagine like how fucked up would other corrections officers look at you if you're like, oh, I'm gonna quit my full-time job with awesome benefits, and I'm gonna breed fucking these derpy little lizards for a living. What was your? And I don't mean this to sound like you have to check, but was this all cool with your husband at the time?
Yeah. Okay. He's pretty supportive. Sometimes too supportive. Like sometimes I need to be told no. I don't know who else says that, but I really need to be checked sometimes with my spending. So, especially on reptiles, but we all kind of have that problem, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you one of those people that'll make like $5,000 at the show, but you'll spend $6,000 at the show, so
no,
it's a wash? Okay, all right, good. That's less than one, right? That's less than one. You got to try.
I have, but no, not anymore. No.
That's what a lot of the younger guys, especially, do. And I've been at a herp show. So I know, but I'll have friends that make $1,800 at the show and they'll spend 15 of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why would you do that? Okay. But like, don't you have an electric bill to pay or fucking rent or anything else? So now you do the shows, right? Because you did the herp show. And what other shows do you do down there?
I do the Lone Star Reptile Expo, and then the oh, what is it called? The Texas Reptile Expo.
The Lone Star one is far out, right?
No, there's one in Arlington, and then they have one in Amarillo, and then one in Schertz, Texas, down by San Antonio.
Ah, okay. I thought there was one in like Odessa.
And
I
that's
thought that was the Lone
that's
Star.
Show Me, I think.
Oh man, maybe yeah, maybe show me.
Yeah.
But that's a fucking. Let me tell you something. I watch Landman, and that is a fucking shithole, man. All right, that is a fucking shithole. Fucking all you people that live in Odessa, fucking God bless you, because you're a tougher person than I am. Where are you in Texas?
I am up by Paris, Texas, so northeast.
Okay, all right. You closer to Dallas or Houston?
Dallas.
Dallas. Okay. And did you go to NARBC in the
Oh,
last couple of years in Dallas now?
yeah.
What do you think about that show as opposed to Arlington?
No.
Yeah, right. No, you could. No, you could say it. It's bullshit.
It's gotten horrible.
Yeah, it's a bullshit show. That's why I'm not going down there again because fucking, um, I heard it's like right at the edge of the city. Parking is fucking horrible, and there's definitely a lot more rules because it's in like Dallas proper, right?
Yeah, it's in the city limits of Dallas, so there's all these restrictions on the bigger snakes, the bigger
Right, right.
critters.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping to get out because that Arlington place was perfect.
It was.
No, I really I always thought that was one of the better shows, just because of the proximity between the hotel and the actual venue, right?
Yeah, it was.
And now they made that venue like an art gallery or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the fuck cares about that shit? Like, what? Oh my god, fucking yeah, yeah. The artist in the artist in the reptile community, I like a couple of them. Okay, like the Brittany Gobbles and the Adelines, but some of these artists are real like fucking living in the woods tree hippies, right? Like fucking, and you're just like, what the fuck, man? Where they're like, oh, I made a crown of branches that I'm gonna sell at the next show for $80. Get the fuck out of here. Like that's it's just so fucking weird, man. Um, do you find that the crested gecko community um fits with the weirdness of the overall reptile community? Because whenever I see somebody have a crested gecko, it's always this like prim and proper girl with like a real like job. Like it's very rare that I see like a man, all right, do crested geckos, right?
There's a lot of guys that do them.
Maybe, right?
They're kind of dainty, and I mean, but I don't know. There's some really cool ones. I don't know.
It's so funny because I know you wanted to do it but didn't do it. You wanted to air quote guys. You were like, "There's a lot of guys doing it." Yeah, yeah, all right. Yeah, I haven't seen many, but I would like even a leopard gecko like looks tougher than than the crested gecko. You
They're
know,
not they're not as fragile as they look, though. They're really hardy, and they're built for impact. So it's kind of they're not working with a lot, so they're living on a prayer, and definitely built for that.
well, the thing I like about you, I mean, you could feed them baby food their whole life, right? No?
No.
Oh, all right. All right. Don't listen to me if you have crested geckos, all right?
That used to be a thing back in the day.
Right. But not now.
No.
So what do you feed them?
It,
If you sold me 5 crested geckos, right? Would I have to bring bugs into my fucking house?
yes and no. You don't
Oh,
have to.
that's an automatic no then. That's a fucking fuck those crested geckos, right?
It depends on who you ask. I'm a pusher for bugs as well. So it's just I think it's better for them. I think honestly, they don't know a lot about crested geckos. They've been here since the mid 90s, and there's really still a lot to learn about their diet.
Right.
So it's
Well,
kind of forever changing. But I push the bugs. It's not necessary. They do fine without the bugs, but I push bugs included in their diet.
All right. Can I go to like Pangea and get some crushed up bug food for fucking geckos?
Yeah.
I gotta.
Oh, you gotta feed that too.
Yeah, no. So I have a skink, and all I feed him is dog food. Okay, and it's perfect. I feed him the occasional banana, the occasional blueberry, and the reason that I don't feed him the banana is like, he's a guy, so I don't want to watch. I want to watch another guy eat a banana, right?
Look away.
I don't know, man. And if I feed him a banana, I chop that shit up and put it in a bowl. I don't give it to him like fucking, here's this giant dick of a fruit, fucking just take it, So I can't do that. But dog food, and I haven't had a bug in my house since I've had those fucking frogs, okay? And now it's a pain in the ass too, like having bugs, like having to, like I just don't understand bringing bugs into your house, okay? It's just not a cool thing. How many crested geckos are you working with?
We max amount is usually about 700 at a time.
All right, so you're bringing minimally 700 bugs into your house every week.
I just got my order in. I don't probably like 40,000 in bugs a month.
Ugh.
Is about what I bring in.
Jesus Christ. All right, 40,000. and what kind of bugs are we talking here? Are we talking crickets? Are we talking mealworms?
Both crickets, mealworms, calci worms, super worms, and then earthworms.
Oh, earthworms? Mm-hmm. That gotta be nasty as fuck watching them eat one of those. That's
Well, the earthworms, I forgot. I have salamanders too. So my earthworms are for the garters and the salamanders.
Ah, okay. Ugh. Jesus Christ. You're like a hot girl. Why would you bring bugs in your house like fucking?
I love all the creepy crawlies.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. Your husband supports you in this, but does he help you with this?
No, not really.
No.
He will. He works out of town a lot, so he's not really there. Right. My daughter's 21 and lives at home, so she's like, it's me and her.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm hoping at 21 you at least pay your daughter to help with the geckos. No? What the fuck, man? Really, Kristen?
Everybody tells me that, and I'm like, she lives at home for free. Like,
yeah, that is true. There's a lot to be said for that.
All of her bills, but when she wants something, I do pay her some money. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a regular thing. But she has her own stuff that she does get paid for. Like, she has her own breeding projects. Most of the isopods that we sell, that's all her money. So she does make money.
Right. So really
pay her.
So when you do these shows, you go with your daughter or with your husband?
I go. She doesn't like the whole social aspect of it. I do a lot of shows by myself. Most people will see me by myself, and then when my husband's home, he'll go with me.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then just how fucking bored is he at a reptile show?
No, he likes it because he likes reptiles. He has all the retics are his.
Okay. So. All right. So yeah, and does he just look at you like fucking? This is what I bust my ass for. I just come home to bugs being delivered to my house. And fucking not cool, man. Bob's show, are you bringing your husband with you?
I think he's off. I think he'll be able to make it. I don't know yet, though.
Because that's a long fucking drive from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it would almost make more sense to like go with like Carl or fucking somebody else that's vending that show, but it got to be about 12 hours for you, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually a little bit longer, but I have to pee all the time, so it's always a long trip for me. Everybody hates riding with me. They're like, you need a diaper or something, a catheter.
Yeah, no, you just get that pee buddy, that jug, fucking just take care of that. I don't know if they make them for women. I would assume they do. But yeah, okay, so A lot of miles on the car. What's been the most you've ever made at a show from Crested Geckos? Because
Um,
I'm curious, because even a high number can't be a lot, right? Like it's not like flawless money,
10,
that made 250 grand, right?
no, about 10K at a show.
Okay, so that's good pay for a weekend.
Yeah.
All right, so you made 10K to show, you don't pay your daughter or anything. Okay, that's cool. Uh, what's your average that you make on a show?
About 5.
5 grand for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And how many shows a month do you do?
Uh, 2, but sometimes 4, but usually 2 a month, at least 2 a month.
Right. Well, being down in Texas, you have the option of one every weekend, right? Right. Didn't used to be like that. Okay.
I kind of miss it.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Me too. There's no sense of urgency anymore,
No.
you know. And ball python money is normally the largest amount of money in the room, right? But I would assume that crested gecko money would be a close second, right?
I think so. I mean, I feel like the ball pythons and the crested geckos are kind of being looped together, especially like when people start talking about what kind of vendors are at shows. Everybody's always like, there's too many ball
Right.
pythons and too many crested gecko breeders. So,
Right. Well. Here's the thing: for the people that say that, then breed something the fuck else, man. All right, why don't you do something and you could take one of these crested gecko or ball python spots because I'm sure the show promoters are well aware that it's 80% crested geckos and ball pythons, and then maybe you get the occasional monitors or green trees.
right.
So yeah, these people just got to step up because if they start producing other species, then the shows would welcome them, right?
Yep.
Like when you go to let's say a herp show, uh, you're one of how many crested breeders there?
Maybe they do a really good job of trying to keep that in check most of the time. Um, I would say maybe 6, 7
Okay,
on
all
average.
right,
So
all
not
right.
really.
Well, that's not bad at all. Yeah,
No, not.
yeah, and Sean has always been good with not allowing like too many ball python people or too many hognose people. It's always been like a variety as far as animals go.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing is that it's now, but like we used to have, I think, 4 shows a year in New York, and now we have something like 28.
Oh shit.
Okay, and also there's a problem because now all these national shows are popping up, right? Like you got Bob's show, you got Troy, and what's the name show? You got the Super Show out in Pomona or Southern California was just this weekend. But like going from show to show, are you finding a lot of people are just like, oh, you'll be back here next week. I'll buy it next week.
Sometimes, not not usually, but there is sometimes.
Mm.
I do feel like there's too many too close together as far as time.
Right.
Definitely. Because you can. Like it's just every weekend there's one within, a few hours typically of each other that you can go to. So
Well, and what would you say your biggest pet peeve in the hobby is? Because you're generally a positive person.
yeah.
Okay, I see all your pictures. You're one of those Instagram girls that have to you basically pretend you're having 10 times better a time than you're having. Every picture, you're like anybody in California. Like you ever ask someone like in California, you ask the guy, you're like, hey, you want to go for a walk? The guy's like, yeah. Like it's the first time he's taking a walk. That's what all your Instagram pictures look like. It's all like overly happy. Uh, there got to be some negatives and things that bother you about the hobby.
Oh, for sure.
Give me one or two of them.
Probably the biggest one is like selling shit for so cheap. Like
Oh,
just stop mass producing. Stop. Why
Well,
keep producing? I don't know.
how many eggs does a crested gecko put out a year?
It could be anywhere from like 6 to 12. You might get a few more than that, but
Okay,
not a whole lot. But there are
so
people
you're
producing.
saying stop mass producing, but you have 700 geckos. How many clutches do you produce a year?
I don't breed them all.
No, okay. So what would you say an average egg year is for you with the crested geckos?
Anywhere from about 200 to 350 hatchlings a year.
Okay, well that's not bad. That's less than ball python people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and right now because I'm crested gecko stupid. The only crested gecko knowledge I have is through Crystal Crabtree. So, like, what's the most expensive crested gecko on the planet right now?
Oof. I don't know. I'm kind of out of the loop on that one because stuff has been like wild the last like year or so with prices. There was some stuff selling for like the Sables. What was it? A year and a half ago, we're selling for like 20 something thousand. And now you can
Okay,
get one for like $300 on the low end.
right.
So,
Yeah, that's just like the ball pythons, right? All right. Were you ever the victim of spending that 20 grand and then it
no.
not working out because of people selling, like selling them real cheap? Like isn't it similar to the ball pythons where it's a race to the bottom?
Lately, I've been feeling like it's been that way for sure.
Mm. And do you want to name any names?
No.
You totally can if you want to, right? You can name them because 3/4 of the people in here will be like, "Who the fuck is that?" Okay. Um, so, what's another thing that annoys you?
Just I know y'all get it too, but it's just all the people that are holier than thou, that they know it all and their way is the only way type of thing. And
Right. I mean, you were literally saying that you guys don't even know anything about the diet of the crested gecko. So to have somebody come on and tell you that they know everything about it, like I love the 3-year experts. They're my favorites. When the ball or any species, like I kept a green tree alive for 3 years. I'm awesome at it. Like, no, you're not. Like what it takes to kill these things. Like it takes a lot. Okay, so but overall, like when you're at a show, do you ever just pass somebody and be like, "Son of a bitch, I can't believe they're doing that"? And what is that?
it's usually giving the wrong information, care information, or just like basically giving them away. Like it bothers me.
What's your sales percentage from Morph Market versus shows?
um Probably they're about even. I haven't used Morph Market in a long time.
Okay.
Um but it's probably about half and half as far
Okay.
as it's pretty even on both ends.
Right, but if you haven't used Morph Market in a long time, then the shows had to be what's sustaining you
Well,
for
I'm
at least
doing
a couple
so
months.
like I sell a lot just on Instagram, people hitting me up, and then of course the Palm Street.
Yeah, talk to me about Palm Street because I'm not exactly sure how that works right now.
Um, Basically you can do buy it nows or auctions, but it's all live. So you're right there in it. People can chat. It's more personable. You can kind of get to know the person. So that kind of helps. I don't know about, like, for me, I like kind of getting, because there's people that might have an animal that I really, really want, but they're like dickheads and I won't buy from them.
Right.
So um, that kind of gives you an idea and you can get to know breeders a little bit better. And kind of learn a little bit more about care, or somebody that like tips and tricks. It's, I don't know. I like the aspect of it. I'm having to cut down on shows because of medical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So online is where I'm looking to go, and Palm Street has been fairly good to me as far as
Right.
that goes. So I like it. And not everybody has mixed feelings about it. I don't think it's sustainable just alone, honestly.
Right.
But it's somewhere good that you could like run a big event, a big sell, and I think you do really well. I know there's some people that do weekly stuff. I could never do anything like that weekly. I would run out of echoes super fast, I think, if you did one weekly like that.
Well, is Palm Street are they poised to be a competitor for Morph Market? Thank you, Crystal.
Probably so, yeah.
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 But don't you think they would be more of a competitor for Morph Market? And I don't know anything about them. I don't even know who runs it. I know there's a guy and a girl that has been doing the rounds on the Reptile podcast about it. But I mean, if they really want to take a shot at Morph Market, don't you think they need like a hard site where you could have animals available as well? Because if you're just depending on the people in the room, you're limited to how well that person who's doing the auction marketed it, right?
Right.
So, I mean, unless Palm Street has um, a built-in audience, and they were just plants before this, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't
So,
like, I think Morph Market, I really don't think Morph Market has anything to worry about Palm Street. It's just a different way and a different platform to sell on, really, honestly.
mm,
And I know a lot of people are selling, a lot of people go on there and they say, well, you know, I only like, this is Palm Street prices. And I don't even say that, because I will still sell high dollar animals on Palm Street. I sell
right.
both. So the crowd is there to purchase the higher end stuff as well. I just think people need to get on board with that and quit offering such low prices on Palm Street.
But the crowd is there because you brought them in, right? Those people aren't going to Palm Street anyway. These are fans of yours that think that they could probably get something for a little bit cheaper, it being on an auction instead of a normal, normal price site. Don't you think that like again, I don't know much about it, but I would think that they would have to build a user base and hit some kind of critical mass for make it, because if they just say, let's say Joe from Arkansas, if they let him do a live, he's
Mhm.
obviously not going to have any, as many fans show up as you are. Okay.
Right.
But if all of Palm Street fans showed up for you too, then that would be your chance to convert them to buying a crested gecko, right? Is
Right.
that the case, or did you just see the majority of your fans there while you were doing your auction?
No, so anybody that's on Palm Street is, if I'm running a live auction, they can hop in at any time. And that's
Right,
like,
but how would they know about it?
it's so the way the app's set up, it shows all the live shows, and there's different tabs for like crystals and plants and geckos
Gotcha.
and snakes. So you can click on there and see who's coming up or coming on and subscribe to those. And then, of course, when everybody's on, there's like a whole page, and it's everybody mixed in on who's live. So anybody can pop in and out as far as them being a user on that app. It's just getting people to use that app is the whole
Right.
thing. But
Well,
I've met a lot of people that I've never met and in the hobby on that app.
okay. Well, and I know on Morph Market, there's a vetting almost for all the buyers. I would assume that Palm Street has something similar.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So there's not as much pullback once you make a sale. Like, have you got any people that won the auction but then backed out of the sale?
No.
Okay, because that happens on Morph Market quite a bit.
And I'm
Um,
sure, I mean, it hasn't personally happened to me. I think there's been a few that have talked about it where somebody has said that, but it's, as far as I know, nobody's made a huge deal about it or anything like that. So it's just never happened to me. I have no idea.
Okay. All right. And are you doing any other Palm Street shows in the foreseeable future?
This coming Saturday evening, we're gonna have one after the Conroe show on Saturday.
Oh, well, are you doing it from home or from the Camaro show?
We're doing it from another vendor's house in Conroe, and
Oh,
it's
good.
gonna
Okay.
be a mixed with me. Carl with South Tex Gex will be on there, and Seth with Huff's Herps, and several other people.
Right. Huff Sharps are going to be at Bob's show also, right?
Do what?
Herp,
Yes.
Huff's Herps are going to be at Bob's show. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was glad to see Carl is going to Bob's show too. Um, so you're normally doing these shows alone. So you're basically doing all the huffing and the setting up and all that just by yourself.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a
Uh,
lot.
it is a lot. Okay. I'm just curious because I know at a herb show you have everybody there to help you, right? But you have to have had these shows where they just look at you and be like, "Well, that's her problem. She brought, 8
I am one of
distilleries."
those that if I'm struggling with something, I'm gonna go ask somebody, and usually I know somebody at one of the shows that I go to, even if it's a new one way out of town that I don't know.
Right.
I'm just at that age in my life that I really don't care. And it's like, I'm struggling. I need help. Can you help me, please?
Oh, believe me, I get it. I totally get it. Okay. You don't got to worry about that shit. And where is Crestie Worx going to be in 5 years? What's the plan?
Ooh.
Do you plan on opening up a facility? Are you going to just keep it in the house?
I would like a whole like warehouse type situation. But I'm just gonna keep doing kind of what I'm doing. I'm happy with where I'm at. I also do plants. I do a lot of plants too. I'd like to expand a little bit more on the plant side, but I need to
Uh,
hire help for that.
Plants is where Palm Street actually started, right?
And I didn't even know. I'm a plant person. I didn't know shit about Palm Street until the gecko people started doing it.
Do you sell the plants at these shows too, or no?
I do.
Okay. So your car must be a fucking shit wreck on the way up there, huh? It's like you're selling plants and
I
Jesus Christ.
I have an end cap at every show, and yeah, I cram pack my car full, and
Yeah, that's just a weird thing, man. Um, and so you have 700 now. Are you at capacity right now? Yeah, you don't want any more.
no.
What what's there that you're missing in the crested gecko world that you're probably going to buy this year? And will you have to? Is it kind of like you have to get rid of one to buy one? Is it at that point?
No, I think I'm good right now so far.
Okay, all right,
I did all that this year. I
right.
dropped a lot of money on some specific things that I absolutely needed to further my project. So I think I'm good.
And is the goal for the majority of crested gecko breeders to have shows like Flawless had in Vegas, where that was like I mean that's when I've seen the most people getting into crested gecko, like people that I never thought would get into crested geckos. The weekend after that show, they were fucking like, I'm getting into crested geckos, man. So
I that's just it's possible. I still think that that's possible, but just not right now.
do you do a lot of international stuff or no?
Oh, some yes.
Okay.
So Korea,
And by international, I mean overseas. I don't mean Canada or Mexico.
Korea.
Oh, Korea. Okay. All right, so those are the people that you got to get to come down, right? Isn't that what Flawless did? All right,
Yeah.
that was the whole fucking. I remember a big snake breeder called me, and he was like, "Yo, there were a bunch of Koreans there just handing over cash to Flawless," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "I didn't sell one fucking steak at that show,"
Oh
You
God.
know, have you ever had those type of shows where you just don't sell anything and you're like, "Fuck this," as far as the show goes. I'm
It,
gonna do online sales.
there's been one show where I broke even, uh,
Mm,
and that's been the worst show. Of course, shows sometimes are up and down, and I think a lot of it is what you put into it too, as well. But I mean, I still do that show, and I've never
right.
done that bad before. It was just, and it wasn't just me. Like everybody did bad.
You know I'm gonna ask what show was this?
It hurts.
Her? Which one?
Conroe.
No shit, Conroe. Really? I'm surprised because Conroe is kind of the big show of the year.
It is, and I don't know. I don't know what happened at that specific one, um, but yeah, it was kind of just one that just was not that great, and I just barely broke even, and a lot of people didn't do good. There was some that did all right, but the majority, it was the same
Right.
as for
Well,
me.
and also, I mean, do you think that's the case of there just being too many shows now?
Yes, and I think there's a mixture of everything. It's not just one thing. The world's nuts right now.
Mm,
Um, there is a lot of like when COVID happened, we got more shows because the demand was there and everybody was going buck wild, but we haven't compensated back to make up for like the downhill things that we're experiencing right now.
Right. Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day, and he's an old school ball python breeder, and he was talking about old smart money, because there was a time where the ball python people were putting in just as much money, as they are these days. They were putting in hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, but there was only four genes to choose from when that was happening. And nowadays, where there's like 200 genes, he said now it's just young dumb money because during COVID, you were just you have to pick out of 200 genes what genes you think are going to make you money,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of those genes ended up not making them money. But like, there's been projects in the ball python world that came in really hot, like 20,000, 10,000, and then within like a year or two, the prices went down to like 3,000, and then the next year went down to 900.
Right.
Has there been a gecko gene or trait that's done that as far as the crested go?
Yeah, there's been a few. So Lily White's is one, and that's an incomplete dominant. And then the Xanthix is the recessive, and that's done it. There's a couple other incomplete dominant things like the cappuccinos, the sables are another, and they all kind of came out like the sables and the cappuccinos came out like right around COVID time. And so like,
Right,
prices were, and then this completely dropped
right.
within a couple of years.
The only crested gecko that I've ever seen
The
that I
chocho.
was like, I kind of would like that is the chocho.
Nobody can get a hold of the chochos.
Oh, that's a stupid fucking name. What the fuck is that? Like,
I, I really, honestly, I don't know. I think there's only one person, maybe two, that have it in the United States.
and what's the difference? Is it a darker shade of brown than your average crested gecko?
I'm not sure exactly. I have no idea. I haven't really looked into it because I just haven't been completely like drawn to it myself. I don't completely understand it, so I'm just kind of on. Yeah, Ruby's Reptiles is the only person that I know of that has it in the United States, and I'm sure he paid a pretty penny from it because it's in Korea.
Uh,
It came from Korea.
I like the Deadpool ones.
Oh yeah, the
Like
gargoyles.
what's that?
Those are the gargoyles.
Oh, it's not even a crested gecko. Oh, okay, fucking yeah, yeah. I used to have a bunch of the leaf-tailed geckos. I don't even know what they call it. Leachianus fembriata. I don't fucking know. Right. But they were cool as shit, because we just kept them in our bathroom where it was humid all the time.
Oh wow.
And, we had a bunch of like plants and everything in the bathroom. And, we'd run the shower for them and everything. And they were cool geckos because it's cool. Used to just like, they used to just laugh when they licked the eye. I made a fucking pussy eating joke at the same time. I'm like, yeah, those are the geckos that you want if you're a woman, right? But the crested geckos I just never got into. So do me a favor and say something to convince me to get into crested geckos. Like give me your best sales pitch.
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't know.
knowing that I'm a New York guy, I have a New York attitude, right? And I mean, your reptile of choice is like this pussy little dainty reptile that like fucking like convince me that I need one.
It's kind of fun to watch them, do their thing. Gecko porn is pretty fun. You might enjoy that.
Watch them fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't think that you would be into that, but okay, cool. Okay. All right. I don't know, man. If I'm gonna get animals just to watch them fuck, I'm gonna get tortoises. Because they're funny as shit when they fuck,
They're not
So
as fun as crested geckos.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So where could people find you?
Instagram, just look up Crestie Worx. I'll pop up. You'll see me. Facebook, that's it. I have a website and it's just www.crestieworx.com.
Oh, do you have TikTok?
No. Well, there is one, but I don't do anything.
That's right, because you're 42, right? Or how old are you? Yeah. Yeah, you're an adult and you don't have to do fucking TikTok, okay?
Social media is so hard.
It was. Yeah, I guess. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
No, you're just like, fuck it. It's like, I'm not doing it. Okay. Yeah, no, it's been fun watching the last 24 hours, watching the TikTok people absolutely lose their shit,
Yep.
right? Because it was down. So Texas, I mean, I don't want to scare your customers away, but you're probably a Trump girl, right?
Yeah.
I get Trump vibes from you. Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. I'm a New York guy and I voted for Trump too. So good job. Okay. Do you carry around a gun everywhere you go down there?
I have one, but I don't carry it everywhere. Yeah.
Does your husband? I bet your husband does.
He does, and he gets mad at me because I do not.
Okay.
Especially with me going places by myself all the time.
Well, yeah, you're going to Atlanta. I would think that you better fucking show up there packing a little bit. Okay. So, all right, Kristen. Well, I will see you next month. Thank you for coming by.
Sweet.
Your Crestie Worx on Instagram, right?
Yes.
So everybody go follow her. Obviously, she knows what she's fucking talking about. So didn't do a hell of a job convincing me to get one, but DM me and fuck. When you think of a reason, DM me. And it can't just be, oh, you'll love how they fuck. Because granted, I'm into that, but not. I don't know. Fucking, I would think with crested geckos, it would be like watching two homosexuals fuck. Right?
I mean,
yeah. It wouldn't be like fucking raw dog prison fucking, like fucking the skink stew or fucking anything like that. It would be just very, I'm gonna put it in now, okay? Okay. I'm gonna motion. I'm gonna move my hips back and forth. Is that okay? Okay? So, yeah. Anyway, seriously, thank you for for taking the time to come on. So
I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, and we will see you. We'll definitely see you next month, and I'll get back to you in a few days on this and let you know how the numbers went. Okay.
Sweet. Cool.
Beautiful. Say goodbye, Kristen.
Bye, guys.
Everybody, Kristen from Crestie Worx. She's fucking kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. She was definitely entertaining. She made me laugh, and I do love the fact that she's like, "You'll love the way they fuck." That's great. See, these days I'm trying to behave, and I can't even fucking do that anymore because the guests are putting my mind in the fucking gutter. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out all night or for the last hour and doing this with us. Again, a lot of cool shit coming up on Patreon. We're gonna be documenting the whole trip to Georgia. We got the storytellers thing, which is gonna be great this season. We have guys like Ken Masick on, Mike Stefani, Brian Gundy. Might even have Amir Salamani. We also have what's his name? Tom Barnhart, and Dave Levinson, Warren Booth. I mean, we got a lot of great people that are telling a lot of great stories. So hop on to Patreon to do that. You also get access to the Discord. The Discord's always fun. We don't only talk about reptiles. We talk about movies, music, comedy, TV shows, everything else. It's the place where when you want to cleanse your palate from all this reptile shit that you've been inundated with all week, you get to go to and just have a little fun. All right. So patreon.com/the Fatman Nation. Check it out, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me and Kristen tonight. And we will see you back in 2 weeks. We're going to have on a monitor girl in 2 weeks. So, yeah, we got a lot of shit going on here. So take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.